As a Canucks fan, it's never too early to start thinking about the draft. Or maybe Team Tank has corrupted me to the point where that's all I can think about. Regardless, I'd like to start a new series on my channel where I talk about the upcoming prospects for the 2018 NHL draft. And this first one, as you may have guessed from the title of this video, will be about Ryan Merkley. And if you've been subscribed to me long enough, you know that I don't just like to gloss over a subject, I like to go deep into one. I'm sure there's a phrasing joke in there somewhere. But in these videos, I don't just want to talk about a player's boxcar stats and scouting reports that you would see online. I want to go further and talk about a player's upbringing, breaking down a couple of clips to show what kind of player he actually is, and hopefully get some advanced statistics that might not be common knowledge. I've spent a lot of time researching on this video, and if you'd like to see more of this on other prospects, please let me know by leaving a like. Merkley had quite the year for himself last year as he led the Guelph Storm in scoring as a 16-year-old on defense and was also named the OHL Rookie of the Year. In fact, this is one of the best 16-year-old seasons the OHL has ever seen from a defenseman, as only 4 other players in the history of the OHL have bested his .89 points per game. And all of this came while leading a young Guelph Storm team that didn't have much star power other than, well, Ryan Merkley. Merkley had 12 goals and 43 assists in 62 games. 42 of his 55 points were primary points. And that should speak volumes to just how good he is at creating offensive chances. In fact, the way he creates offense is very similar to some of the best offensive defensemen in the game today. Merkley has said he likes to watch the games of Erik Karlsson, Duncan Keith, and Chris Letang, and while it's common for a lot of young players to say those things, it's a whole nother thing when you can actually replicate those talents. The first clip here shows off Merkley's poise at the blue line as well as his skill. Notice here as he doesn't panic with the puck. His head is up, constantly scanning his surroundings for the best possible play, and with a combination of nice pivots, edge work, and a little head fake, he is able to create a goal for himself. That's just not fair, and it's pretty reminiscent of this Erik Karlsson move here. The next clip I want to show is an end-to-end rush. The play starts in his own zone, and I want you to notice his footwork. His momentum is going backwards, and he's able to maintain it as he transitions forward with one simple crossover. That allows him to gain a step on the forechecker, and he's away. That ability right there will make him a very dangerous transition defender. Now as we continue the clip, as he crosses over the blue line, his head is up the entire way. He's able to cut into the middle and snipe a shot home, a lot like this Erik Karlsson goal. The last clip I want to show you displays his passing ability. Here on the rush, he's being pressured by 2 defenders, but he's still able to thread the needle and deliver a perfectly weighted pass to his oncoming teammate. What an assist, and it looks very similar to the kind of pass that Erik Karlsson did. So now that you've gotten a taste of what Ryan Merkley can do on offense, let's talk a bit more about his advanced stats. The Canucks Army, probably one of the best hockey blogs out there, has something called the Prospect Graduation Probability System, or PGPS for short. And what this does is it compares a prospect to a database full of players who are of the similar height, point production, and age. And then from all those matches, it goes on to see how many of those players actually played 200 plus NHL games and how many busted. In short, it tries to predict a player's probability of making it to the NHL. Now, unfortunately, this isn't really accessible to the public, but luckily for me, since Ryan Merkley's 16-year-old season was so unheard of, there are only 4 matches that I could find on Elite Prospects. The only 4 players that I could find around the same height as Merkley at age 16 who put up comparable points per games were Ryan Ellis, Michael Del Zotto, Trevor Daley, and Ryan Murphy. 3 of these 4 players have played over 200 games, and Ryan Murphy is right on his way to playing his 200th game. It's not bad company. But of course, in no way does this make Ryan Merkley a sure thing. He could be the first player of this mold to bust, but it's a promising sign. He also comes from a hockey family, as his dad played in the NCAA and both of his sisters play in the college level. So, what's not to like about Ryan Merkley? Well, like most young, smaller offensive defensemen, defense is an issue. Here you see on this 3-on-2, Merkley's number 6 by the way. After the shot, he's caught in no man's land and he doesn't take anyone and they score on the rebound. It's a tough play to defend as he's clearly worried about the third forward streaking up the middle, but you'd at least like to see his stick on the ice on the off chance that he could maybe deflect the puck away or try to clear the rebound. But again, he's only 16 years old and he still has a lot of room to learn. This next play, Merkley gets caught puck watching and loses his man. And while Saginaw didn't score on this play, taking the body is something Merkley's gonna have to learn to do if he wants to make it to the next level. But I'm not too worried about this as it does look like Merkley is committed to learning how to play better defense and become more well-rounded as a player. I'm very interested to see how he does next year. All the hype going into next year is around Rasmus Dahlin and Andrei Svechnikov, but maybe if Merkley has another historic year, he will be in contention for first overall. But as a Canucks fan, I'm okay with him being kept a secret, as knowing our luck, we're probably going to be stuck with the 5th overall pick once again. But it sounds like the Canucks may have an inside track on Ryan Merkley as they just hired Todd Harvey to be an amateur scout. Todd Harvey was the assistant coach of the Guelph Storm last year and probably knows Ryan Merkley very well, so let's hope, Canucks fans. So that's going to do it for me for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, again, please leave a like on the video if you want me to do more of these. I had a lot of fun making it, and if you're new to the channel, please consider hitting subscribe. We're so close to 900 subscribers, and I will see you guys next time.